The Galactic Council hall was silent, but not calm. The hall was huge, filled with floating lights and symbols from 100 worlds. Long crystal tables stretched across the room. At the center sat the delegates of the galaxy. On one side were the great alien powers. On the other side sat the humans. This meeting was meant to bring peace. For years, small wars had burned across the stars. Trade routes were broken. Border worlds were lost. The galaxy was tired. So the council called for peace talks, and humans came. Many aliens were surprised by that. Humans did not look powerful. They had no glowing skin, no wings, no massive bodies. They wore simple dark uniforms. Their faces showed no fear, no pride, no anger. They just watched and listened. The alien speakers talked for hours. They spoke of rules. They spoke of limits. They spoke of how humans must accept smaller borders and fewer fleets. One alien leader, tall and sharp-eyed, spoke with a cold smile. "Peace," he said, "is possible only if humanity understands its place." Some aliens laughed softly. The human delegates did not reply. They did not argue. They did not protest. They only listened. This silence made the aliens confident. Another alien stood. His voice was louder, stronger. "You are new to the galaxy," he said to the humans. "You have grown too fast, too bold. Peace means control, and control means obedience." The hall filled with quiet approval. Still, the humans said nothing. Many in the council thought this was weakness. They thought humans had come to beg. They thought humans would accept anything to avoid war. Then, something changed. The human ambassador slowly stood up. He was not tall. He did not shout. He did not threaten. His voice was calm, almost tired. "Humanity has listened," he said. Hall grew quiet. "We came here to seek peace," the ambassador continued, "not surrender." Some alien faces hardened. "You speak of limits," he said. "You speak of control. You speak as if peace is a gift you give us." He paused. "It is not." A ripple of tension moved through the room. The ambassador looked around the hall, at every flag, every symbol, every watching eye. "Humanity will not accept chains," he said. "Not spoken, not hidden, not dressed as peace." The alien leader laughed. "Then you reject peace." The alien said. The human ambassador nodded once. "Yes." Gasps echoed through the hall. "We are leaving the table," the ambassador said. For the first time, real silence fell. Without another word, the human delegates stood. One by one, they turned and walked away from the crystal table. Their footsteps echoed as they left the hall. No threats were made. No warnings were given. They simply left. The alien leaders stared in disbelief. Some were angry. Some were amused. "They will regret this," one alien said. "They will return," another replied. "They always do." But one ancient delegate, old beyond memory, did not speak. Its eyes followed the humans until the doors closed. It had seen this before. Not with humans. But with others, those who walked away from the table were not weak. They were done talking, and somewhere, far beyond the council hall, human fleets began to move. Quietly. The moment the humans left the council hall, the tension broke. Laughter followed. Not loud laughter, but quiet, proud sounds from alien leaders who believed they had won. The crystal doors closed behind the humans, and many delegates leaned back in their seats. "So dramatic," one alien said. "They walked away like children," another nodded. "They came to beg and left in shame." The Galactic Council quickly changed its tone. What was meant to be a peace meeting turned into a celebration. The strongest alien empires spoke openly. Now, there was no need to hide their plans. "They will return," said the sharp-eyed leader. "They need us more than we need them." Across the galaxy, The news spread fast. Humanity rejects peace talks, humans refuse their place, human diplomacy fails. Galactic media showed the human ambassador's calm face again and again. Commentators mocked his words. Analysts called humanity reckless. Some even called them finished. Alien fleets began to move, not for war, they claimed, only for security. Huge armadas gathered near human borders. Warships blocked trade lanes. Satellites watched every human system. The message was clear. Come back to the table. Obey. Still, the humans said nothing. Days passed, then weeks. Threats. No speeches. No fleets crossing borders. The silence confused some, but most aliens saw it as fear. They are frozen, said a fleet commander. They do not know what to do. But not everyone agreed. On a distant council platform, an ancient delegate watched the stars in silence. Its species was older than most empires. It had seen many young races rise and fall. It remembered a pattern. You should be careful, the ancient one said at last. The others turned to it, annoyed. Careful of what? Asked a counselor. They walked away. Yes, the ancient one replied. They walked away. That proves our strength, another alien said. No, the ancient one answered softly. It proves their choice. The hall quieted, but only for a moment. What choice? The sharp-eyed leader asked. The ancient delegate's voice was slow. Some races fight when they are angry. Some beg when they are weak. But some prepare when they are silent. Laughter returned. You fear ghosts, someone said. The ancient one did not reply. Meanwhile, on human worlds, life looked normal. Cities were calm. Ships followed regular routes. No emergency signals were sent. No public speeches were made, but beneath the surface, everything was changing. Deep inside human space, old stations woke from long sleep. Hidden shipyards opened their gates. Long-forgotten fleets powered up. No banners were raised. No warnings were sent. Human commanders spoke in quiet rooms, using simple words. They crossed the line, one said. They think silence means fear. Another replied. It does not, came the answer. The humans did not rush. They did not panic. They followed a rule written deep in their history. Talk first. Leave if disrespected. Act only when pushed too far. At the edge of human space, an alien patrol crossed a boundary line. It was a small move. A test. They expected no response. What they saw instead was empty space. No ships. No signals. Just silence. And for the first time, a strange thought entered the minds of the galaxy's leaders. What if the humans were not afraid? What if they were ready? The galaxy saw only silence, but inside human space everything was moving. Far. From trade routes and public sensors, ancient human stations powered on. Their lights had been dark for decades. Some had been written off as dead relics from old wars. Now they woke like sleeping giants. Human commanders gathered in quiet rooms. No shouting. No panic. No anger. Only focus. A large screen showed the galaxy map. Red markers blinked near human borders. Alien fleets were close. Too close. They want us to blink, one officer said. We will not, another replied. Humans had learned long ago that real strength did not need noise. Deep underground, factories began to work again. Not new factories, but old ones. Places. Built in times when humanity had almost been destroyed. These factories did not make pretty ships. They made strong ones, ships designed to survive. In hidden shipyards, massive hulls took shape. No flags were painted. No names were given. These ships were not meant to send a message. They were meant to finish one. Human fleets followed a simple rule. They did not show power early. They did not threaten. They prepared. A young officer asked a question many were thinking. Why not warn them? He asked. Why not show them what we have? An older commander shook his head. They already made their choice, he said. They laughed. They pushed. They crossed lines. The officer nodded. Double quotes. Then what do we do? He asked. The commander looked at the stars. We remind them why humans are still here, he said. Across human space, old war doctrines were opened, not written in fear, but in memory. Humans remembered. What happened when they trusted words alone? They remembered worlds burned by broken treaties. This time, they would not repeat that mistake. Human scientists worked beside soldiers. Engineers worked beside pilots. There was no divide. Everyone had a role. Human weapons were not flashy. They were quiet, efficient. Designed to end fights fast. One system tested a new defensive field. It did not glow. It bent space itself. Another team activated a weapon that did not explode. It simply turned enemy systems off. The galaxy did not see this. The galaxy still believed. Humans were weak. Alien fleets grew bolder. Patrols crossed deeper into human territory. Trade ships were stopped. Supplies were delayed. Still, no response came. This made alien leaders careless. One fleet commander ordered a probe into a human border system, just to look. Just to scare them. The probe vanished. No explosion. No signal. It was simply gone. The commander blamed a technical error. He sent another. It vanished too. On the third attempt, something strange happened. The probe sent one final message. It showed empty space. Then the feed cut. Inside human command. No one celebrated. Continue, the commander said. Human fleets moved into position, not in large groups. Small, controlled units spread wide. They did not seek glory. They sought control. Every move was calculated. Every target chosen for purpose, not revenge. A junior analyst looked at the data and felt a chill. They still think we are hiding, she said. The commander answered calmly. We are not hiding, he said. We are waiting. Beyond the border, an alien fleet prepared a full show of force. This time, it would cross openly. The galaxy watched. They expected humans to fold. They did not see the human. Ships already there. Silent. Unmarked. Ready. And when the first alien vessel crossed the line, a single human signal was sent across all channels. This is your last warning, it said. The alien fleet crossed the border with confidence. Their ships were massive, shining with bright weapons and heavy armor. This was not a test anymore. This was a message. They expected fear. They expected chaos. They expected humans to run. Instead, space stayed quiet. Too quiet. Then, without warning, the stars changed. Human ships appeared, not from hyperspace. Not with bright flashes. They were simply there, as if space itself had opened its eyes. Dark hulls, no markings. No flags. The alien fleet froze. Sensors screamed. Systems failed. Communication lines filled with noise. What is happening? An alien captain shouted, before an answer came. The first human strike hit. There was no explosion. One alien cruiser simply went dead. Lights off. Engines silent. It drifted like a lifeless shell. Then another. And another. Human weapons did not destroy ships. They erased control. Alien commanders tried to regroup, but it was already over. Human fleets moved with perfect timing. Small groups surrounded larger ships. Precision strikes disabled weapons, engines, and shields. The alien fleet was powerful, but power without control meant nothing. On the flagship, panic spread. Fire. Everything. The commander ordered. The weapons launched. They missed. Human ships moved between moments. bending space in ways alien science could not understand. Shots passed through where humans had been a second ago. Then the human response came. One focused strike. The flagship lost all systems at once. No sound. No fire. Just silence. Across the galaxy, sensors picked up the event. Entire fleets disabled. In minutes. Not destroyed. Disabled. Galactic leaders watched in shock. This is impossible, one said. They were hiding this. Another whispered. On the battlefield, a single human ship moved forward. A signal spread across all alien channels. This action is restraint, the message said. The alien crews listened in fear. We warned you, the message continued. You crossed the line. The humans did not chase fleeing ships. They did not attack planets. They did not celebrate. They stopped. The lesson was complete. One alien world, a military hub that supported the invasion, went dark. Its defenses shut down. Its fleets frozen in orbit. No cities were destroyed. No lives were taken. The message was clear. Humans could end this. They chose not to. In the Galactic Council, panic replaced laughter. The ancient delegate closed its eyes. It has begun. It said. Emergency meetings were called. Peace messages were sent. Apologies followed. None received a reply. On human command decks, there was no joy. Only calm. They understand now, an officer said. Yes, the commander replied. But understanding is not trust. Human fleets held their positions, silent, watching. The galaxy had pushed humanity too far. And humanity had answered. Not with rage, but with control, and every leader in the galaxy now knew one truth. Walking away from the table had never meant surrender. Had meant the end of discussion. Galaxy did not sleep after the battle. Emergency signals filled space. Council chambers reopened in panic. Leaders who once laughed now spoke in fear. Messages were sent to human space without delay. Apologies. Requests, pleas for peace. None were answered. Human fleets stayed where they were, silent, watching, not advancing, not leaving. The message was clear. This was not revenge. This was balance. On the disabled alien world, power slowly returned under human control. Defense systems stayed offline. Fleets remained frozen in orbit. Human forces did not land. They did not occupy cities. They only observed. Alien civilians watched the sky in fear, waiting for destruction that never came. Days passed. Nothing happened. That fear became understanding. In the Galactic Council, the ancient delegate finally spoke again. You mistook patience for weakness, it said. Now you understand restraint. The sharp-eyed leader lowered his head. His voice was quiet. What do humans want? He asked. The ancient one answered. They wanted respect, it said. You offered control. A final message was sent from the council. This time, it was not a demand. It was an acceptance. When the human reply came, it was short and clear. Peace is not a table you invite us to, the message said. It is a line you do not cross. The galaxy listened. Human fleets slowly pulled back from the borders, not all the way. Just enough to show choice. The disabled world was released. Systems returned to normal. Fleets regained control, but nothing felt the same. Human commanders met one last time. We did not win. A junior officer said. The commander nodded. Double quotes. No, he said. We were heard. Humanity did not return to the council hall. They did not take seats. They did not demand power. They set a rule instead. Any threat to human space would be answered. Any false peace would be ignored. Any disrespect would end. Talks forever. Across the galaxy, military plans were rewritten. Old strategies were erased. Human silence was no longer mocked at, it was feared. On distant worlds, young alien officers studied recordings of the battle. Not to copy human weapons, but to understand human thinking, they learned a simple truth: humans fight last. But when they do, they fight to end the argument. The ancient delegate watched human fleets fade into the dark. Remember this moment? It told the council, some species conquer space. Humans defend choice. Far beyond the council, on a quiet human world, life continued. Children played. Cities glowed. Ships traveled peacefully. Humanity had not changed. The galaxy had died, and in every corner of space, one lesson spread faster than any fleet. Do not mistake silence for fear. Do not mistake peace for weakness. And never push humanity too far, because when humans walk away from diplomacy, they are done talking.